321 balls with 21 falls, as England amassed 425. Australia responded with 729 for 6 declared. Donald Bradman 254 in 341 minutes in 376 balls, added 162 runs for the first wicket with Bill Ponsford. Bradman and Bill Woodfull put on 231 runs for the second wicket, whilst Bradman with Alan Capex posted 192 for the third wicket. England responding meekly were bowled out for 375. Only Percy Chapman with 121 in 152 minutes slammed Australia's bowling. His delightful innings included 12 fours and 3 massive sixes. Clarry Gremmett with 6 for 167 in the second innings spurred his team to a 7-wicket win. The third test at Headingley Leeds was drawn. D.G. Bradman went past R.E. Foster's record of 287 at Sydney in 1903, though his was on debut, the highest individual score in England-Australia Tests, as he advanced to 334. During this epic innings, he completed 1,000 runs in Tests and 2,000 runs for the season. Bradman scoring 2 double hundreds in successive Tests also equaled Walter Hammond's record, achieved in the preceding series in Australia, whilst he also became equal to Charlie McCartney's 3 successive centuries in 1926. Australia went in the Test without Bill Ponsford, who fell sick due to gastritis, and A.G. Fairfax was also unavailable due to an ankle surgery during the Nottingham Test. Archie Stanley Jackson and Alla Backett came in, for Walter Hammond 113 led England to 391 all out. Clarry Gremmett with 5 for 135 was again amongst the wickets and went with the bowling honours. England followed on and slithered to 95 for 3. The fourth test at Manchester's Old Trafford was drawn. Australia won the fifth test at the Oval by an innings and 39 runs. Herbert Sutcliffe's 161 in 403 minutes couldn't really help England out of the woods. Bill Ponsford for Australia got to another impeccable 100. The D.G. Bradman's share was 232 in 438 minutes. Australia devastated England in their second innings, with P.M. Hornibrook, a left-arm fast-medium bowler, picking 7 for 92. England were favourites to win the 1930 Ashes, and if the Australians were to exceed expectations, their young batsmen Donald Bradman and Archie Jackson needed to prosper. With his elegant batting technique, Jackson appeared the brighter prospect of the pair. However, Bradman began the tour with 236 at Worcester and went on to score 1,000 first-class runs by the end of May, the 5th player and first Australian to achieve this rare distinction. In his first test appearance in England, Bradman hit 131 in the second innings, but England won the match. His batting reached a new level in the second test at Lord's, where he scored 254, as Australia won and levelled the series. Later in life, Bradman rated this the best innings of his career, as practically without exception, every ball went where it was intended to go. Wisden noted his fast footwork and how he hit the ball, all round the wicket with power and accuracy, as well as faultless concentration in keeping the bull on the ground. In terms of runs scored, this performance was soon surpassed. In the third test at Leeds, Bradman scored a century before lunch on July 11th, the first day of the test match, to equal the performances of Victor Trumper and Charlie McCartney. In the afternoon, Bradman added another century before lunch and tea, before finishing the day on 309 not out. He remains the only test player to pass 300 in one day's play. His eventual score of 334 was a world record, exceeding the previous mark of 325 by Andy Senham. A number of English players and commentators noted Bradman's discomfort in playing the short-rising delivery. The revelation came too late for this particular match, but was to have immense significance in the next Ashes series. Australia won the match by an innings and regained the Ashes. The victory made an impact in Australia, with the economy sliding towards depression and unemployment rapidly rising. The country found solace and peace in sporting triumph. The story of a self-taught 22-year-old from the bush who set a series of records against the old rival made Bradman a national hero.
They say EPL has gone crazy. Its start has been crazy. Still, most entertaining, most unpredictable, surprise piece setters, the trend-setting team,
amazing goal,
remarkable scoreline. You can't stop them.
9 minutes into his Premier League debut.
English Premier League 2020 to 2021, exclusively on PTV Sports.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरा नाम इस्लाहुद्दीन है। मैं पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न को उस वक्त से जानता हूँ जब ये काला और सफ़ेद था। पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न ये वो चिराग है जिसकी रोशनी से पाकिस्तान के सारे चैनल्स रोशन हुए हैं। मैं 56वीं सालगिरह पर उनको मुबारकबाद देता हूँ और न सिर्फ उनको बल्कि जितने भी MPs आए हैं, जितने मिनिस्टर्स हैं, जितने उनका स्टाफ है, जो टेक्नीशियंस हैं, फोटोग्राफर्स हैं, कैमरामैन हैं, इन सब को तहे दिल से मुबारकबाद देता हूँ कि उन्होंने इस 56 सालों में जो काम किया है और पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न का नाम रोशन किया है, जिससे सारी दुनिया में पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न का नाम रोशन है। पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न ने स्पोर्ट्स को, हर खेल को घर घर, गाँव-गाँव और शहर शहर पहुँचाया है। ये मुबारकबाद के मुस्तहिक है। मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न इसी तरीके से अपना काम अंजाम देता रहेगा और सारे घरों में तमाम स्पोर्ट खबरें सारे मुल्क की, पाकिस्तान के बाहर की घर घर खबरें पहुँचाता रहेगा। आखिर में एक बार फिर 56वीं सालगिरह पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न को मुबारक।
जैज़ बहाना बचत ऑफर के लिए *614# मिलाओ। Allied Youth Account, यूथ के दिल की आवाज।
Redmi 9C पूरे पाकिस्तान में दस्तयाब।
Xiaomi.
Total Combat, the weekly show that brings together the very best of combat sports, the key disciplines, the biggest events, the bouts that count. The weekly update with fight previews, results, news, developments, and insights.
Look at my face for crying out loud. You know what this guy can do?
I am the baddest man on the planet.
Featuring all forms of combat sports. The one-stop MMA and fight sports weekly.
I love a true fight. Elbows, knees, shin bone.
Look at me. In perfect shape.
You know what I'm like. I'm a fighter, man.
The one program fight fans have been screaming for. Total Combat.
Assalamu alaikum guys, my name's Amir Khan. I'd like to wish PTV happy 56th anniversary. PTV's been broadcasting a lot of my events, my boxing fights, and just want to congratulate you guys. Happy 56th anniversary.
Cricket lover Kalamba, PTA
They say EPL has gone crazy. Its start has been crazy. Still, most entertaining, most unpredictable. Surprise piece setters, the trend-setting team.
Amazing goal!
Remarkable scoreline. You can't stop them.
9 minutes into his Premier League debut!
English Premier League 2020 to 2021. Exclusively on PTV Sports.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरी तरफ से पीटीवी के तमाम एम्प्लॉयज़ को और पीटीवी के तमाम देखने वालों को पीटीवी की 56वीं सालगिरह बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। पीटीवी का बहुत बड़ा रोल रहा है स्पेशली स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ वो आगे भी जारी रखेंगे।
This is Hassan Sardar. Very happy 56th anniversary to PTV Sports, and thank you so much for the memories over the years.
जैज बहाना बचत ऑफर के लिए *614# मिलाओ। Allied Youth Account, यूथ के दिल की आवाज।
Redmi 9C पूरे पाकिस्तान में दस्तयाब।
Xiaomi.
They say EPL has gone crazy. Its start has been crazy. Still, most entertaining, most unpredictable. Surprise piece setters, the trend-setting team.
Amazing goal!
Remarkable scoreline. You can't stop them.
9 minutes into his Premier League debut!
English Premier League 2020 to 2021. Exclusively on PTV Sports.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मेरी तरफ से पीटीवी की 56वीं सालगिरह बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। पीटीवी स्पोर्ट्स का और क्रिकेट बोर्ड का काफ़ी पुराना ताल्लुक़ चलता आ रहा है। पुराने मैचेस, नए मैचेस और अभी जो रिसेंटली मैचेस चल रहे हैं और डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट को काफ़ी प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। हमने, हमारे बड़ों ने और आने वाले जो प्लेयर्स हैं उनको बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ और पाकिस्तान के इतने जो पुराने मैचेस वो भी उन्होंने टेलीकास्ट किए थे उस दौरान और उससे भी बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ। और मेरी तरफ से विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, ऐसे ही तरक्की करते रहें और कामयाबी हासिल करते रहें।
The rise of a digital culture.
Rivals finals.
In a new breed of world sports.
America versus Europe.
The passion.
Here we go. Sound barrier for France as they try to repel Norway.
The plays.
Dignitas is making it happen. The dimensional territory is keeping.
The games.
Long live the king.
Heart-pounding esports action from across the gaming globe.
Fnatic is going to be your mid-season Pro champion.
Targeting the next generation of competitive gaming spectators.
Looking for the triple.
The news. The biggest events. The games that count. Every week. We are Arena Esports.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Ayaz Mahmood, Olympic gold medalist of 1984. A very happy 56th anniversary to PTV Sports, and thank you very much for sharing all the good memories.
They say EPL has gone crazy. Its start has been crazier. Still, most entertaining, most unpredictable. Surprise piece settings, the trend-setting team.
Amazing goal!
Remarkable scoreline. You can't stop them.
9 minutes into his Premier League debut.
English Premier League 2020 to 2021, exclusively on PTV Sports.
T20. Win together.
The Vikings are warriors and we aim to conquer. The gladiators are trained to battle and hold the fort.
This stadium will be our Colosseum. A perfect mix of might and intelligence. Watch out as we trample upon our rivals.
Let the battle begin.
They're claiming it already. They are fired up, the players. We have got a big tournament not too far away. It is a T20 tournament and 23 matches over 15 days. It's going to be exciting in Sri Lanka. We're in Hambantota and we cannot wait to get this underway. This is going to be exciting to see. We're at a wonderful stadium as well. It is a terrific ground, and this is a drone shot that we're going to show you throughout the tournament, and you'll see plenty of this as well. But it's a magnificent stadium, and there's going to be 10 pitches there to be used, so there's no problems with the facilities. They are superb, and the players want to go. They want to get going and get this tournament underway. And I've also got a couple of guys alongside me as well who want to talk about this tournament. They've been thinking about this for some time as well. A couple of guys who know a lot about Sri Lankan cricket. I've got Russell Arnold and also Mickey Arthur. Let me start with you, Russ. What about this? We're about to go.
Can we get going?
We can go.
We're all keen, that's for sure, because there's not been a lot of cricket for a long time in Sri Lanka, even for us, for fans to watch. And when you come back to the fact that a T20 competition is what Sri Lanka needs to elevate their standards to a different level. Lots of countries around the world have it, and we can see the results that it's producing for those countries. Sri Lanka lagging, and I think this will put it right. But there's a fire in the belly all around for everyone, and everyone's getting behind it. There's a lot of talk, and I'm pretty excited, Hazy, to be honest.
And there's a buzz about it. That's the important thing as well. And Mickey, I want to chat to you about some of these players. Of course, as the coach of Sri Lanka, you know what's going on with the players. What an opportunity for some of these young guys to stick their hand up and say, hey, I want to show the world I can play.
Exactly right, Hazy. And there's so much young skill and young talent here. It's incredible. This is an opportunity for them to get in and showcase their wares, because next year's a 2020 World Cup. We're in the process of remolding our 2020 side, so a wonderful opportunity presents itself here for these wonderfully talented young players.
And one of the things, Russ, also is we know that Sri Lankan players play the game instinctively. I mean, that's one of the real treats, I think, about watching cricket in Sri Lanka.
That's always the key. And if you can stick to those levels, you are certainly going to entertain. But there also comes a catch. In being instinctive, you've got to understand that it's going to come off one day and not the other. So it's about getting a fine balance in between, and that's up to Miki, of course, to keep it going and keep the boys believing in their skill, which is going to be the key in developing yourself and actually being good players. You cannot be a different player. That puts you out of your zinc. And these players are now realizing that this is the type of cricket Sri Lanka play, and that's the type of cricket they want to play.
As the coach, what are you going to be looking at specifically?
I'm going to be looking at, because the one thing we've done is we've all said that there's wonderful talent, there's wonderful skills. I'm looking for guys to actually apply themselves and actually get stuck in and do the roles. I'm looking for guys to get the dirty runs. I'm looking for bowlers who can execute at the back end. We've got wonderful spinners. You know, I'm so excited to watch these guys in action, because it's no secret. We're going to build our 2020 campaign in the subcontinent around our attacking spinners. But the key for us is getting our batsmen playing to a plan. For too long, I've seen the Sri Lankan players, unbelievable skills, play brilliant shots, but they get out at 20. That doesn't can it anymore. We're looking for guys to get stuck in, go big, get big scores, and make match-winning contributions. And these guys have the opportunity to do that.
A couple of tips there from Mickey Arthur. He's going to be with us in the commentary box as well. Of course, Russell Arnold is going to be there as well. The trophy's next to us. I forgot to mention the trophy. That's alongside us also. It is a seriously nice trophy, this one. So in 15 days, one of the teams, you heard the guys right at the start, they are really fired up about this tournament, and they want to grab this trophy and claim the prize of winning this T20 franchise tournament. Okay, now we've got something special for you before we get underway. We've got a game a little bit later on. Before that, we've got the opening ceremony.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Premier League 2020. Win together.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020. We are so excited because tonight is a night of firsts. You are joining us for the first ever completely virtual cricket opening ceremony, and we're so glad that you are joining us for this momentous occasion. Tonight, we celebrate the vibrance of cricket, starting off with our amazing fans joining us from around the world for the Sri Lankan National Anthem. To all our fans from around the world for joining us for the Sri Lankan National Anthem. Ayubowan. Ayubowan, Kalu.
Ayubowan. Subha Sandhyawa. My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League තරගාවලියේ ආරම්භක දිනය ආරම්භක මොහොත මේ අප ඔබ හා එක්වන්නේ. ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් සමග එකතු වෙලා තරුණයින් පරිණතයින් එක පිටියේ ක්‍රීඩා කරන අවස්ථාව විශේෂ අවස්ථාවක් ජගත් පිටිය සහ ජාත්‍යන්තරව එකිනෙකා තරගවදින අවස්ථාව ඔබ ගෙදර ඉඳන් නරඹන ලෙස තමයි අප ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ. එසේනම් මේ ආරම්භ කරන තරගාවලිය වාර්ෂික පැවැත්වීමට තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
Sri Lanka is so proud that we now have a Premier League of our own. My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. This is really a very great opportunity for all our young upcoming cricketers because they get to share their experience and play alongside international cricketers. And this is truly a great opportunity for them. And of course, it's really important to mention, as you can see, we're having the first ever completely virtual opening ceremony. That's because safety always comes first. We have followed all the guidelines given by the Ministry of Health Sri Lanka to ensure the safety of all our players. That being said, the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League gives Sri Lanka an opportunity to showcase to the world the culture, the vibrance and the diversity that makes up the different colors of our beautiful island. And our next act will showcase exactly that. Enjoy.
The most beautiful island in the world, where heritage, culture, and breathtaking nature elevates your senses. A land like no other. Exotic, alive, vibrant. The capital, Colombo. Majestic Candy. Historic Dambulla. Authentic Jaffna. Golden Ark of Gold.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the vibrance of Sri Lanka. Hello.
අද දින 15ක් තිස්සේ ක්‍රීඩකයන් 100 දෙනෙක් මේ තරග බිමේ.
And now to deliver the welcome address, we warmly welcome the President of Sri Lanka Cricket,
Shammi Silva.
Good evening, everyone. It brings me great honor to be here and welcome all cricket fans locally and internationally for the grand opening ceremony of the Lanka Premier League 2020. This tournament provides the pathway for the young cricketers to gain experience and the exposure required to compete at an international level by playing with and against players of international repute. At the outset, let me thank His Excellency the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who personally got involved and supported us to carry out a tournament of this magnitude despite the prevailing situation. While thanking His Excellency, I also wish to thank His Excellency the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, who supported us immensely. The Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, Honorable Namal Rajapaksa, for the unstinted support given to stage this prestigious event. If not for his initiatives and his involvement, Sri Lanka cricket would not have been able to obtain the approvals required from the relevant authorities to carry out this event. As you all know, it has been a challenging year for everyone, and there is a saying that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And Sri Lanka always stands firmly as one team, one nation, and has always moved forward during tough times. Cricket is the pulse of our nation. There are no boundaries and there is no discrimination when it comes to this beautiful game. When we cheer for our players and for our motherland. When we win, it is victory for our entire nation. In this respect, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the IPG Group and franchisees who are partnered with Sri Lanka Cricket for LPL 2020. I believe this would be the turning point for cricket in Sri Lanka and look forward to witnessing fabulous games during the next few weeks that will truly showcase the vitality and vibrance of cricket. Finally, I wish to extend my gratitude to Honorable Pavitra Vanyarachi, Minister of Health, Commander of the Sri Lankan Army Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva, all officers and other ranks. Admiral Jayanath Columbage, Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, IGP and the Police Department, health authorities and the staff of Sri Lanka Cricket headed by the CEO, Mr. Ashley De Silva, for the support extended to make this dream a reality. Last but not least, a very big thank you to Vice President and Tournament Director Mr. Ravin Wickramatne and Vice President Mr. Jayanta Dharmadasa, Mr. Mohan De Silva, Honorary Secretary, and to each and every Executive Committee member of Sri Lanka Cricket who have always been my pillars of strength. Once again, I warmly welcome all of you and wish best of luck to all the players who are taking part in this tournament. Let's win together. Very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shami Silva, for sharing those words with us. And now we are going to talk to our commentators and find out what they feel like to be a part of our inaugural My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League.
Hi, I'm Darren Ganga from the West Indies, and I'm so happy to be a part of the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020. It's the first time it's being hosted, and it's here in Sri Lanka. I can tell you one thing, the talent is amazing from this part of the world. Sri Lanka small country with a big cricketing personality, and I'm happy to be part of the experience. I'm sure all the seasoned players and the young players are very excited, and we've got, I would say, a galaxy of stars joining the local talent to ensure that we make this a grand affair. So join us for the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League.
It's the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. I'm Roshan Abesinger, so excited to be a part of it. Sri Lanka cricket needed it, and I'm so happy that Sri Lanka cricket finally has a world-class league. This is an opportunity for young cricketers to make an impression and Sri Lanka cricket to develop to the next level. So I'm looking forward to it. Well, we are all very, very excited.
Hi, this is Amir Sohail from Pakistan, and I'm delighted to be part of My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. It's an opportune time for Sri Lankan young talent to get recognized and rub shoulders with some great names in world of cricket and learn a thing or two. And I also it's going to be a huge opportunity for cricket playing nations to determine where Sri Lankan cricket is going to be in future. You enjoy, and I'll enjoy it as well.
Hi, I'm Mike Hazeman, and I'm really looking forward to the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020. And I'll tell you why, because in Sri Lanka, life is simple. Now, I'd like to think that the cricket is going to be played simply as well. I'm a firm believer that cricket is played best when it's played instinctively. Now, if you look at some of the players in the past from Sri Lanka, Matai Muralidharan, Ajanta Mendes, Lasith Malinga, those guys just turned up and bowled how they wanted to bowl, and it was just terrific to watch that. We're going to see so many young guys doing that as well. I think it's going to be wonderful to watch. Make sure you're with us.
Hi, I'm Russell Arnold. Really excited and looking forward to 11 Circle Lanka Premier League due to start just now. Sri Lanka are renowned for the unexpected, for the flair, for the talent, the skill, always on show, and it's going to be the same. A lot of new faces that will be on show along with the experienced ones locally and internationally, and keep an eye out. There are going to be new heroes, and that's exactly what Sri Lanka cricket needs. You will be surprised with the skill that you're going to be seeing, and especially going forward with many new names to keep in mind. So stay tuned.
Thank you very much to our commentators. We look forward to going on this wonderful journey with them.
හොඳයි. දැන් අපි තරගාවලියට තරග වදින කණ්ඩායම් පහ හඳුනා ගනිමු.
Now it's time to get to know our team.
Gladiators.
That was the vibrant city of Gaul, and now it's time to meet the Gaul Gladiators.
දක්ෂිණ ලංකාවෙන් Gaul Gladiators.
It's time to meet our captain.
Shahid Afridi.
Chadwick Walton.
Asratullah Sazai.
Mohammed Amir.
Danushka Gunatilaka.
Bhanuka Rajapaksa.
Akila Dhananjaya.
Milinda Siriwardana.
Ashan Ali.
Azam Khan.
Lakshan Sandakan.
Shehan Jayasurya.
Asita Fernando.
Nuan Thushara.
Muhammad Shiraz.
Abdul Nasir.
Wakas Maksud.
Dhananjaya Lakshan.
Chanaka Ruansiri.
Sahan Arachi.
Duindu Tilakaratna.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Gaul Gladiators. And we now move to our historic city of Kandy.
Kandy Tuskers.
ඒ අපේ ඓතිහාසික කන්ද උඩ රටින් තරග වදින කණ්ඩායම Kandy Tuskers.
From the last kingdom of ancient Ceylon, the Kandy Tuskers. Let's get to know our Kusal Janet Pereira.
Brendan Taylor.
Irfan Pathan.
Munaf Patel.
Sohail Tanvir.
Kusal Mendis.
Nuan Pradeep.
Sikuge Prasanna.
Asala Gunaratna.
Navinul Haq.
Rahmanullah Gurbaz.
Kamidu Mendis.
Dilrowan Pereira.
Priyamal Pereira,
Kavishka Anjala,
Lasit Ambuldenia,
Kevin Kotegoda,
Vishwa Fernando,
Lahiru Samarakun,
Nishan Madhushankar,
Chamikara Edhara
Ishan Jairatna.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Candy Tuskers. We now move to the fun and vibrant city of Colombo.
Colombo Kings.
අපේ හදවතේ අගනුවරින් ඉදිරිපත් වන කණ්ඩායම Colombo Kings.
It's time to meet the Colombo Kings. Let's take a look at our captain. Angelo Matthews.
Manpreet Singh Dhoni.
Andre Russell.
Laurie Evans.
Daniel Bell Drummond. Isuru Udana.
Dinesh Chandimal.
Amila Aponzo.
Ashan Priyanchana.
Ravindra Singh.
Qais Ahmed.
Dushmanta Chamira.
Jeffrey Vandesey.
Ikshula De Silva.
Taridu Kaushal.
Lahiru Udara.
Karim Khan Sadiq. Dhammika Prasad.
Himesh Ramanayaka.
Kalana Pereira.
Harindu Ratnayaka.
Naud Paranavitana.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Colombo Kings. We now move to the northern Sri Lankan city with the best crab curry ever. Jaffna.
Jaffna Stallions.
අපේ දූපතේ උතුරු කරේ අගනගරය යාපනය. යාපනයේ නියෝජනය කරන Jaffna Stallions.
Let's meet the Jaffna Stallions, starting off with the captain. Hisara Pereira.
Johnson Charles.
Wanidu Hasaranga.
Shoaib Malik.
Usman Shinwari.
Avishka Fernando.
Dhananjaya De Silva.
Suranga Lakmal.
Binara Fernando.
Tom Moss.
Kyle Abbott.
Duana Oliver.
Chaturanga De Silva.
Minot Banuka.
Mahesh Tikshana.
Charit Asalanka.
Vijaykanth.
Prabhat Jayasuriya.
Nuwanidu Fernando.
Kanagaratnam Kapil Raj.
Tevendaram Dinoshan.
Sebastian Pillai Vijay Raj.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Jaffna Stallions. We now move to an ancient city with multiple UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We move to the beautiful Dambulla.
Dambulla Viking.
Sundara Rangiri Dambullen පැමිණෙන කණ්ඩායම Dambulla Vikings.
Let's meet the Dambulla Vikings. Starting off with the captain. Dasun Shanaka.
Samuela Shinwari. Anwar Ali.
Samit Patel. Niroshan Dikwala.
Lahiru Kumara.
Oshada Fernando.
Kasun Rajita.
Sudeep Tyagi.
Paul Sterling.
Lahiru Madhushankar.
Upul Taranga.
Angelo Pereira.
Ramesh Mendis.
Pulina Taranga.
Malinda Pushpakumara.
Aftab Alam.
Ashen Bandara.
Dilshan Madhushankar.
Kavindu Navishan.
Shajindu Kolumbage. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Dambulla Vikings. You have now met our 5 teams of the My 11 Circle's Lanka Premier League 2020, the Gall Gladiators,
Candy Tuskers,
Colombo Kings,
Jaffna Stallions,
and the Dumbula Vikings. And now it is time to unveil the highly coveted My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020 trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached a very special moment, and that is the launch of the official My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League app as well as the website. And to do that, we have four very special individuals who will be joining us, starting off with the Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, the Honorable Namal Rajapaksa. Joining him is the President of Sri Lanka Cricket, Mr. Shami Silva, and the Vice President of Sri Lanka Cricket and the Tournament Director, Mr. Raveen Vikramatne. And finally, the Founder CEO of IPG Group, Mr. Anil Mohan. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, Honorable Minister. I would now like to kindly request you to take out your phone. And if you could kindly scan the QR code. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League LPL T20 app and the website are both live, and you can download the app on the Android Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. Thank you so much once again, Honorable Minister. And now we will kindly request our Honorable Minister to share a few words with all of us.
Thank you, Stephanie. Ladies and gentlemen, cricket is a sport we are proud of as a nation, as it is a game that brings our people together. Sport as a whole plays an important role in our country, and we as a government believes wholeheartedly that sports in Sri Lanka needs to be taken to the next level. We are very keen in promoting a healthy and active nation through sports, which will also contribute to the economic growth of our nation. Our national investment strategy on sports is not only based on infrastructure, but also on human capital, which includes coaching, training, and creating professional athletes, where I believe cricket can contribute immensely. LPL will not only give the world a great opportunity to witness the vibrance of cricket in Sri Lanka through entertainment, it will also be a platform for our upcoming players to perform in an international arena. I'm honored to be part of this historic moment, and I wish the very best to all the players, the IPG Group, and Sri Lanka Cricket. I now declare the Lanka Premier League 2020 open.
Thank you very much to our Honorable Sports Minister.
Sri Lanka යමුණු ක්‍රීඩා මාත්‍ය නාම රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාට ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් ආයතන නිලධාරීන්ටත් අපගේ සුවය.
And now it's time for you to get your groove on, because you are going to hear the official theme song of the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020.
Nova Kalamba, Niti Ayali
2020 theme song by the much-loved, much-adored Bhati and Santosh, Shyam Dean and ADK. We now need to thank some very special individuals for making this dream a reality. First off, His Excellency the President, the Prime Minister and the Honourable Minister for all of their wonderful support. The President of the Sri Lanka Cricket Board, Mr. Shami Silva, the Vice President of the Sri Lanka Cricket Board and the Tournament Director, Mr. Ravin Vikramaratne, the CEO of the Sri Lankan Cricket Board as well as the team, the title sponsor, My 11 Circle, and all our other sponsors. Thank you very much. The event's right holder, Mr. Anil Mohan, and the IPG Group, the local and international players who are taking part in this tournament, the franchisee owners, the national and international media partners and broadcasting agencies, as well as the ICC, the commander of the Sri Lanka Army and the forces for their support on ground and for all logistics. Thank you so much to everyone. And now it is almost the time for the games to begin.
එසේනම් අපේ My 11 Circle LPL තරගාවලිය මෙසේ ආරම්භ වනවායි.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League Games to begin.
LPL is the moment we win together. My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League 2020. Win together.
एक स्लो डिलीवरी पूरा गेम बिगाड़ सकती है, इसीलिए मैं घर पैसे सिर्फ एलाइड एक्सप्रेस सर्विस से भेजता हूँ। पूरी की पूरी रकम फौरन से पहले पहुंच जाती है और एलाइड एक्सप्रेस +1 टर्म डिपॉजिट से बेहतरीन मुनाफा भी।
एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट।
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं।
आप सफेद बालों से हैं परेशान? तो जस्ट फॉर मेन ही छुड़ाए जान सिर्फ 5 मिनट में। बी द बेटर मैन यू आर एंड लुक द पार्ट। iBase International
20% off on Jazz Weekly Super Plus अब सिर्फ 240 रुपए में। मिलाओ *505#, दुनिया को बता दो।
Ilkiman, Pista Zafran. Day fresh, flavored milk. Doodh with an attitude.
इसीलिए तो बचाए थे पैसे।
इसीलिए तो हम कहते हैं मोल सुप्रीम अर्थक्वेक रेजिस्टेंट स्टील बार। घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं, घर महफूज होता है।
पूरी की पूरी रकम फौरन से पहले पहुंच जाती है, इसीलिए मैं घर पैसे सिर्फ एलाइड एक्सप्रेस सर्विस से भेजता हूँ और एलाइड एक्सप्रेस +1 टर्म डिपॉजिट से बेहतरीन मुनाफा भी।
एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट।
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं। पूरी की पूरी रकम फौरन से पहले पहुंच जाती है, इसीलिए मैं घर पैसे सिर्फ एलाइड एक्सप्रेस सर्विस से भेजता हूँ और एलाइड एक्सप्रेस +1 टर्म डिपॉजिट से बेहतरीन मुनाफा भी।
एलाइड बैंक, आपके दिल में हमारा अकाउंट।
चलें अब मैच देखते हैं।
बालों से हैं तो जस्ट फॉर मेन ही छुड़ाए जान सिर्फ 5 मिनट में। बी द बेटर मैन यू आर एंड लुक द पार्ट।
iBase International.
Here we go, game number 1. We're about to get underway. It is going to be a beauty. It's two teams from some pretty big areas, Colombo and also Kandy. There's two skippers as well. Angela Matthews is looking fairly determined out there on the left. Pereira also on the right. So we are set to go for what should be a beauty. And this is the first game, of course, just to recap. There's so many games that are going to be played over the next little while. We've got 23 games over 15 days. There's lots of double headers as well, so there's going to be plenty of action, and there's going to be teams playing from one day straight to the next day as well, so there's going to be a bit of a stress for them if they don't play well. Alongside me, right, Russ, what about this? We're about to get underway.
Yeah, it's been a long wait and we're finally there. There's a lot of buzz around, everyone looking forward to this, and even the players. They want to get out there. They've been starved of cricket. I was just floating around there's a bit of happiness, lots of smiles and excitement. So I think this is going to be a cracker, because that first game, you want to be setting the tone and sending a message out to everyone, even the fans, that we're here to play and we are here to put on a show.
We saw a nice, speaking of a show, saw a nice show with the opening ceremony as well, so that was well done and terrific to watch. But it's going to be something that's, I think that the one thing that's really important too, Russ, is how the teams get going right from the start. They've been sitting on the sideline for some time without any high-level competitive cricket.
Look, that's all immaterial right now because of what's happening around the world. Now, it's been 9 months since anyone's played cricket or got out there. So it's very easy to sit and look for excuses in terms of preparation, in terms of what's happening. But the bottom line is we've got to move. And that's the mentality that everyone should have, so that you're going out there and playing hard and making this really work and putting your hand up. So I don't think there's any room for excuses, and I don't think anyone has any excuses. So even we, the media, fans, it's all about getting out there and seeing that there is something that's happening out here and enjoying it.
I bet the players cannot wait to get going for this. I mean, they're going to be so excited about getting out there and doing what they do. I mean, they love to play cricket, they like to entertain, and that's what this is going to be all about. And I've often said that T20 cricket is all about entertainment, and cricket is the vehicle, so it's going to be fun and games. Let's have a look at some squads just to go through some of the names so that we can get you up to speed with some of the guys that are going to be playing, Russ.
Some big names there. Angelo Matthews, not played T20 in a while, but he's raring to go, an all-rounder. There are some young players in Lahiru Udara, the foreign players such as Laurie Evans, Andre Russell, the big draw, not only here but he'll be a big draw worldwide.
The big
and I'm really glad to see that Dushmantha Chamira is back amongst it. That's a good mix. That actually is a very good squad. Dinesh Chandimal, he's been in good form, and I'm also pleased to see Damika Prasad in that squad because he's been struggling with a lot of injuries of late.
Righto, so there's the Kings, the Colombo Kings. The Candy Tuskers. Russ, what are your thoughts there? There's the captain, Kusal Pereira.
Powerful at the top. There's the two Kusals, like the two Ronnies. Kusal Pereira, captain, Kusal Mendes, striking it really well. A T20 hero of the past, of the recent past, Asela Gunaratna. Dale Steyn will be joining later. There's Nuwan Pradeep, who's very good at the death. So that's a good mix. Sikuge Prasanna, he's been around the traps. And Kamindu Mendes bowls with both arms. He's a decent batsman. The only problem for the Tuskers for this game is that they have only 3 of their overseas players available.
Yes.
Irfan Pathan is one of them, and the 2 boys from Afghanistan, Gurbaz is also Ramanullah Gurbaz, who's going to get an opportunity. And since you have to play the 3 for foreigners, those 3 will feature. It's a kind of a good balance, but since most of their players are missing, they have to take a step up to try and compete.
Gurbaz is a youngster from Afghanistan, and interesting to see how he goes. He might get a run at the top. You know, he's a bit of a 6-hitter as well. Interesting to watch.
He's got a decent average. He's got an average around 30, very young, and his strike rate is almost about 160. So he will bat at the top, and he is a wicket keeper too,
which is very handy. Now, what about some of these overseas pros? I mean, one of the things about the IPL, of course, we've seen that for years now. There's no doubt that I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful standard now, the IPL. I think that this is the start of this, and we've got to give it some time to breathe and to improve. Overseas players are going to add a lot.
They would. There's not only the even for themselves to make a name for themselves. It's about giving to the younger Sri Lankan players in experience how to prepare. Because generally you sit at home and you see players coming out and scoring runs and the rewards that they receive. But the hard work you put in, this is the best way for the younger Sri Lankans to polish up there. And you mentioned that is definitely the benchmark. How the Indian players have improved their cricket, the mentality. For Sri Lanka, this has been long coming, and it is something they lacked. So hopefully the opportunities will be taken, and we will get better and better.
The IPL is an interesting study because there's no doubt the overseas players helped the Indian players initially. But now you've got a situation where the Indian players are helping some of the overseas players. The tables have turned a bit.
That's how it's grown, and that's exactly what you want. In the past, if you were an overseas player, you were in the IPL. But India have gone on to, those players have really got their minds on it, and they have got to areas where they can cover. In the past, the extra fast bowler, the big hitters, they've all come through. So now as an overseas player, if you are not special, if you're not an X factor, you're not getting a gig. So that's where you want to get to.
I guess about 3 minutes ago, you said that there's a guy there that bowls with both arms. I've seen him, of course. You toured South Africa. I'm sure some of our viewers are thinking, huh, what's he talking about? Just explain to our viewers.
Well, he's very decent coming to Mendes. Generally, he's a right arm off spinner, but can turn that left arm around as well. But mostly his primary job is to bat. He's a good striker of the ball, Sri Lankan under-19 player. So it'll be interesting to see him out there.
It's extraordinary when you see him play. I mean, instinctive cricket. Okay, righto. Time to go downstairs now. Get this game underway. Of course, we've got to start with a toss. Roshan Abasinger is out there with the captains.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League, and we are all very excited, and no doubt it's an important day. Don't forget, we've been starved of cricket for a very long time, and here is cricket national flavour. Well, I got the match referee Graham Lebroy, former Sri Lanka cricketer, Candy Tuskers captain Kusal Perera, and Colombo Kings captain Angelo Matthews. I believe you're going to spin the coin, Angelo?
Tails.
What's the call?
Tails.
Tails is the call.
It's heads.
It's heads. Colombo Kings have won the toss. Angelo, what would you do?
We'll have a ball first.
You're going to bowl. Tell me why.
Maybe because of dew, I'm not really sure, but yeah, the dew factor might come into play, but yeah, we just want to see how the wicket plays as well. It looks like a good wicket.
Kusal, what do you think you would have done?
If I won the toss, I planning to bat first.
Oh, so it's ideal. It's an ideal arrangement. But just tell me, this is a big tournament. We haven't played cricket for a while. What are your thoughts? How are you looking at this tournament?
I think we are very thankful to all the people who made this a reality, especially government, the sports minister, SLC, the health authorities, and our medical team and the forces, because they put in a massive effort to make this a reality, and we are very thankful of them.
Kusal, you like to add something?
Yeah, it's very good tournament because the lot of young players in the teams, so they can show their colours, and especially we haven't played much cricket in last time, so that's a good opportunity to all us.
Hey, what about your team? Tell us about your international players. Who are the ones you're banking on?
Combination-wise, 5 batters and 3 all-rounders and 3 bowlers.
Who are the international players playing today?
Irfan Pathan and the 2 Afghanistan players and the...
All right, don't worry. I can understand. How about you?
Yeah, we are banking on all 11 players, not only 3 or 4, but yeah, we got Dre Russell, the big superstar, and Manpreet Goni, Kais Ahmed and Laurie Evans.
What about Angelo Matthews, the superstar? Are you going to bowl?
Absolutely.
All right. All the best. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Thanks. Right. The news from the centre is Colombo Kings. They won the toss and they'll be bowling first.
Roshan, thank you very much. Right. First blood to Colombo. How important is that? Russ?
Well, you would say that it's not that important, because Kusal Perera did say that he wanted to bat first.
Yep.
But it's probably the right decision. That's what you would like to do when you're a little uncertain of what might happen in the pitch and the conditions, and you're trying to ease into it. History, of course, tells us that at Hambantota it's a batting first track. Lots of teams, moment you score